Thank you guys so much for all the support and feedback on the Ice Barrier deck profile that I put out. Really appreciate it. I figured, might as well put out the combo video. Today we're going to go ahead and pop on a Master Duel and run a few combo tests. Before we get started, there's a few things you guys should know about Ice Barriers. Number one, most of the Ice Barriers require another Ice Barrier name to be live. By live, I mean all the Ice Barriers are floodgates, and their floodgates are conditional. For example, Warlock of the Ice Barrier. Warlock of the Ice Barrier is one of the best floodgates we have access to. It's anti-spell fragrance, but it requires another Ice Barrier name on the field. They can still activate spells if there isn't another Ice Barrier on the field, so you cannot just summon one Ice Barrier floodgate. You have to summon two. Disclaimer number 2, Medallion of the Ice Barrier is not once per turn. It is one of the best starters we have. It's simple. It's one sentence. Add an Ice Barrier monster from your deck to your hand. Simple. You can do that more than once a turn, and it starts all of our combos. I went ahead and didn't show anything involving Medallion. It's an extender, it's a starter, Medallion's the best. With that being said, here are the combos. Alright, we got the Revealer line. Start with summoning Revealer, activating the effect, pitching any card in hand. Summons out Hexa. Hexa's effect sends a level 3 or lower Ice Barrier monster, so we're going to send Mirror Mage here. Mirror Mage is going to grab us any Ice Barrier card once it hits the graveyard. We're going to go ahead and grab Georges. Georges effect, because we own other Ice Barrier monsters, we can special it from the hand. Georges grabs us an Ice Barrier from our hand or graveyard. We're going to grab Mirror Mage. That's 4 summons. On 5, to prevent Nib, we go into Lancia. Doesn't exactly prevent Nib. All it really does is make it so that if we get Nibbed here, we can go into our floating Trishula and rip another card from their hand, the Nib they own, and any hand trap if we happen to get hand trapped. Once we have Lancia on the field and we didn't get nibbed, we can start with Mirror Mage's effect. Mirror Mage tributes any monster on the field, any effect monster, specialing up to 3 Ice Barrier tokens and gaining the level of the amount of tokens we've summoned. We're going to summon 3 tokens here, making him a level 5, and start the Synchro Climb. 5 plus 1, we're going into a 6. It's going to be Coral Dragon. Coral Dragon's great. Gives us a free draw here. Now from here I like to go into a 7 before we just go into an instant 8. Because if we have another extender that might require an Ice Barrier name on the field, Ice Barrier token is still an Ice Barrier name. We didn't draw an extender, no worries. We drew into non-engine, perfectly fine. From here we go into Adamancipated. Our board might not look like much, but from here we can ramp up exponentially. We've got a Spell and Trap Negate to stop any sort of break imperns or anything like that. And Lancia is going to go ahead and give us 2 special summons per turn, once per chain. When they special summon, we get the special from our hand, graveyard, deck, or extra deck. If we choose extra deck, it doesn't count as a synchro summon for this exact effect. Lancia's other effect, upon removal, will grant us a synchro summon of an Ice Barrier synchro monster. There we could float into, like I was saying earlier, Trishula or Trishula 0. The special summon monsters that we would make primarily would be General Raiho, as he's the best floodgate to summon first. He doesn't require any other Ice Barriers. All other Ice Barriers require another name on the field to become live. After we summon Raiho, it's a sort of a choice between Monster Effect Abyss Dweller Georges. Basically, he stops monster effects in the graveyard from activating, as well as you can res another Ice Barrier name if you happen to have something beneficial in the graveyard or in your hand at that time. Or we can go into Defender of the Ice Barrier, which is a great floodgate. Basically, if we own another Ice Barrier monster, Defender of the Ice Barrier makes it so our opponent can't declare attacks if their attacks are 1600 attack or greater. Or, if you like, and you see it's a spell-heavy deck, you can go ahead and go into our version of Anti-Spell Fragrance, Warlock of the Ice Barrier. Just keep in mind, every Ice Barrier requires another Ice Barrier name on the field to become live, and Lancia doesn't count as an Ice Barrier name. Raiho is the only one that can become live if it's solo. Alright, this is a really important line. There are going to be some times where all you have is Hexa as your normal summon to start your combo, and from here, you got to learn to adapt. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to send Mirror Mage. From here, we can grab one of two things, Georges or Freezing Chains. If we don't happen to have any of those, Georges is the better of the two. We're going to go ahead and grab him. Georges is going to go ahead and summon himself out. Georges resurrects Mirror Mage. And again, this is assuming you only have Hexa and nothing else. Mirror Mage's effect is going to activate, and we're going to go ahead and tribute our Hexa off. That's going to go ahead and give us 3 tokens. From there, we've got a level 5 Mirror Mage plus 1 token. We're going to go into Coral Dragon. Now from here, this is huge. If all we had is Hexa and nothing else, maybe all we had is non-engine, we have a high chance of drawing into engine with our Coral Dragon. So we're going to go ahead and leave one of the Ice Barrier tokens up, and we're going to go into our level 7 Deep Sea Prima Donna. Prima Donna is going to draw us another copy of Georges. That's not great. Sometimes it happens. Now from here, you do have a choice. You can leave if you think your opponent or know your opponent is playing a graveyard heavy deck. You can leave Abyss Dweller for monster effects Georges on the field with just the token. If you're not sure, a lot of the times it is better just to go into Adamancipator with Prima Donna, and all you have is that Spell Trap Negate, and likely, sure there are bricks in the deck, but likely you will have drawn some non-engine from here that you can sort of push through with the Mirror Mage 1-card combo. We're going to go from Mirror Mage off the normal summon into Salamangreat Almirage. That's going to go ahead and activate Mirror Mage's graveyard effect. Unfortunately, we've already used our normal summon, and we don't have an Ice Barrier name on the field, so we have to grab Freezing Chains here if we want to go any further. Freezing Chains are going to go ahead and activate and resurrect our Mirror Mage. Mirror Mage effects is going to activate, tributing off the Almirage for 3 tokens. Now from here, we are really hoping for a named draw off of the Coral Dragon. So we're going to go into Coral Dragon with the level 5 Mirror Mage and 1 token. And then from here, we're going to get Coral Dragon into the graveyard to activate his draw effect by synchroing into a level 7. That's Deep Sea Prima Donna. Coral Dragon is going to activate in the graveyard, and we got ourselves General Raiho. Unfortunately, this is a brick in this situation. So from here, we still can go into Adamancipator Dragite. With Dragite, we still have that Spell Trap Negate, and hopefully, once again, if we drew just Mirror Mage and nothing but non-engine or nothing but bricks, at least we have that Spell Trap Negate. It's a 3k body. It's, there are worse boards. And then ideally, yeah, you could set like the non-engine you might have, or just keep the stuff in your hand and push through. Once again, it's not our best line, but it's a really important line, just so you know how to work around if all you have is Mirror Mage. This is one of the best 2-card combos we have. We're going to start with Deep Sea Minstrel, pitching any water monster from our hand. We get to look at our opponent's hand, rip one of their cards. If they have Nib, we can take Nib. If they have Droll, Ash, any non-engine or anything like that, really helps push through our plays. But what we're going to do is we're just going to remove it from their hand until the end phase, so we do get it back. And from here, I'm going to show you one of our best lines. We're going to go ahead and use Revealer's effect after normal summoning it, pitching any one other card in our hand. From here, we're going to go into Hexa again, Hexa's effect to send Mirror Mage. Mirror Mage effect's going to activate in the graveyard, going to grab us our Georges. Georges because we own another Ice Barrier, summon in and out. Georges gets to resurrect an Ice Barrier name, and it's going to go ahead and get us Mirror Mage. From here, our 5th summon's always going to be Lancia. From here, we're going to activate Mirror Mage's effect, and Mirror Mage is going to go into our copy of Coral Dragon. Coral Dragon +1 is going to go into our copy of Deep Sea Prima Donna, and this is a very important line here. Now, Coral Dragon, of course, is going to grab us a card. That's great. And for this example, too, it's really perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to use Deep Sea Prima Donna's effect. What it does is, step 1, targets a card in the banish pile. Step 2, allows you to select the card 4 or lower water monster from your deck and special summon it. Unfortunately, in this case, Warlock was in our hand, and we had to pitch it for the example. But thankfully, we pulled into Freezing Chains. We're going to go ahead and resurrect our Warlock that would have been the special summon target after returning the card. Now from here, we can keep Warlock on the field live as anti-spell fragrance in addition to the Ice Barrier token, or we can go into another 10. I like to go into Ran Adjurain. Some people do like to put double Lancia on the field, and with that, our end board would be 1 Ice Barrier token and 2 level 10s. Additionally, we got full knowledge of their hand. Alright, now we got something I like to call the FTK combo. For this, you need Revealer, Mirror Mage, and 1 of 3 cards. Wins over the Ice Barrier, General Wayne of the Ice Barrier, or Speaker of the Ice Barrier. So first off, we're going to go ahead and special summon Georges. Chainlink 1 is going to be Georges. Chainlink 2 is going to be Mirror Mage. Mirror Mage effect is going to go ahead and activate first, adding us the card we're going to summon off of Georges. We're going to grab General Wayne. General Wayne is going to special summon, and his effect is going to activate on summon to grab us 1 of the ingredients we were missing. So we're going to go ahead and grab us Medallion, which is going to go ahead and get us our copy of Speaker of the Ice Barriers. We grabbed Medallion because we had a copy of Winds of the Ice Barrier in our hand. Now from here, we're going to go into Lancia. And now that we have 2 Ice Barrier names on the field, we can go ahead and tribute off and special summon 2 level 4 or lower Ice Barrier Floodgates. In this case, it's going to be Defender of the Ice Barrier and Warlock of the Ice Barrier. Now from here, I call it the FTK because we've got Lancia on the field, Anti-Spell Fragrance on the field, and Defender on the field. Basically, they have to set spell cards before activating them. They can't declare attacks if their attacks are higher than 1600. And if they do have some way to push through anything, we can start summoning more Floodgates out with Lancia. Alright guys, that was the Ice Barrier combo guide. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you once again for all the feedback and support on the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.